have to do this in the code or write the code, or for example, if you're a customer relationship management administrator or something like that, you have to manage the tasks, assign the tasks. No need to develop your own flow or something like that. Whereas infrastructure service and platform as a service, you have some amount of administrative tasks. Okay, so yeah, kind of கொஞ்சம் confused ஆன மாதிரி இருக்கும். So let me explain again. If you take on-prem, as imagine you are an IT, CEO, COO, something like that. Okay, if you are going for on-prem, you have to buy your own data center, and the data center maintain பண்றதுக்கு நிறைய ஆட்களை வந்து நீங்க ஹையர் பண்ணீங்க. And again, data center or security or racks maintain பண்றதுக்கு தனி காசு ஆகும். If some amount of workload, like say for example you are hosting a website in that server, தீபாவளி டைம் வந்து பீக் ஆகுது, டிராஃபிக் இன்கமிங் டிராஃபிக் வந்து பீக் ஆகுது. ஸோ அந்த டைம்ல மட்டும் எனக்கு வந்து நான் சர்வர்ஸ் அதிகமாக யூஸ் பண்ணணும், மிச்ச டைம்ல வந்து கம்மியாக யூஸ் பண்ணணும். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கான்ஃபிகரேஷன் வந்து என்னால் வந்து ஆன்-ப்ரெம்ல வந்து பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகே, லைக் வாட் தே கால் இஸ் அஸ் scalability. Okay, you lack the scalability in on-premises. That's a major disadvantage as of right now. Still, you're working on that. Okay, so other than that, even the network devices like routers, what do we have? Hubs and switches, storage concern, hard drives, hard disks. இது எல்லாமே வந்து within the வாங்குற மாதிரி இருக்கும். Okay, so something they would call it as some expenditure, right? Okay, from expenditure, I don't know. Yeah, but இப்போ infrastructure service, platform service and software as a service, இது மூணுத்தையும் பார்த்தோம்னா we go on a pay as you go pricing. Okay, kind of a pay as you go pricing. So யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு மட்டும் நம்ம வந்து பே பண்றோம். அதான் ஆக்சுவலாக what we call as pay as you go pricing. Okay, so infrastructure service, well, I said, configure the operating systems and networks. Basically, you have to manage the operating system and operating system configuration and the networking part, while the hardware stuff are maintained by the cloud service providers. And also in platform as a service, you write the code. Like it's not only about writing the code. Yeah, just for example, just write the code, and all the other stuffs are managed by the operating system in virtual machines. And software as a service, well, almost every work is done by the software as a service, where you have to only provide the data and also control the access for who can access. Okay. So that. Have any questions? So சொன்னாடி புரிஞ்சுச்சா? வாய்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலாக புரியல, அதுதானே அக்டோர். What is this about? On-premises parameter. Okay. I never said access and storage. Access control. Okay. Say for an example, wait. So I didn't say access and storage. It's only about access. Okay. So access control is nothing but, say if you're a developer, okay, developer, salesperson, okay, like you work in the sales department of your IT company, and as a salesperson, salesperson, you don't want the access of the development team. Okay, like sales now, cost management and other services or access மட்டும் இருந்தா போதும். Okay, development team ஓட access வச்சுக்கிட்டு access இருந்துச்சுன்னா உங்களுக்கு it would be a problem. Okay, I mean, yeah, no one can say he can't misuse that or she can misuse this. Okay. The main purpose of access control is to provide the least privileged environment. அவங்க காரியத்தை அவங்க வந்து லைக் அவங்களுக்கு அசைன் பண்ண டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல அவங்க ஒழுங்கா வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ணணும். Sales department person shouldn't be accessing anything in the development, and development guy shouldn't be accessing anything of the sales department. Okay, so இந்த பெரிமீட்டரை வந்து நம்ம யூனோ மெயின்டைன் பண்றதுக்கு தான் வந்து ஆக்சஸ் பண்றது. ஸோ this is what I mean by data and access, and yeah, hope that explains the question. So premises is nothing but on premises. Okay, on premises just site I mean ஒரு data center build பண்ணி அதுல செட் பண்றீங்களா, அதுதான் premises. Okay, forget that. What are habit on so anyway, so for example, even AWS and Azure are hybrid cloud, meaning they can act as a public cloud, but normal customers வந்து அவங்களால ப்ரொவிஷன் பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகே, ஹைபிரிட் கிளவுடுங்கிறப்போ they act as both public and private, meaning they restrict the access to the public. Okay, so basically that's what is called as hybrid cloud. Public cloud now it's available for everyone, and hybrid cloud it's kind of providing a partition between the public and the private. Like we can manage how much that we can use like that. It's not about how much we can use. It's not about how much we can use. It's about managing who can use. Okay, that's how the data access. Yeah. What are the advantages and disadvantages of public cloud and hybrid cloud? Well, again, it lies on the customer side. For customer வந்து ஒழுங்கா வந்து கான்ஃபிகர் பண்ண தெரியலன்னா it could result in a disadvantage. And if advantage is concerned, yeah, the first example, I mean, first advantage would be pay-as-you-go pricing. Previous session also சொல்லிருப்பாங்க எல்லாமே benefits of scalability, blah blah blah. And yep, so advantage is concerned, you have a scalability and accessible, so I mean publicly accessible by everyone. So, and again, disadvantages, if not without proper knowledge நம்ம ஏதாச்சும் நம்ம பண்ணிட்டோம்னா, well, it could be vulnerable to attacks, like as in network attacks or any other social engineering and stuff like that. So any other questions? Yeah, I guess let's get into the mini bus Chinese, right? So yeah, basically it's a true or false one. Wait a minute. So yeah, basically it's true or false over there. Okay. So first, infrastructure as a service. The customer is responsible for managing the operating system. Is it true or false? Just type in the messages chat. I want one of you guys to answer the question. I mean, explanation. Provide me the explanation. No, it's fine. Yeah. Customers' responsibilities are managing of systems. So let's go to the next question. Is it true? Yes, it's not true. Nope. What did I say? In pass, out pass. I want one of them to answer this question. I want someone to explain what is pass. Yeah, explain please.
Like pass means it like it provides the user to develop and deployment the environment for running applications.
Yeah, could you be more specific? Like, what would be the customer's responsibilities and what would be the cloud service provider's responsibilities?
Mm. So could you repeat the question?
No, what I asked was in PaaS, what are the customer's responsibility and what would be the cloud service provider's responsibility?
Cloud.
It's fine. You can just
So
go.
we can manage the infrastructure like the server storage and networking.
Who would be managing that?
Us, like me, if I use it.
Nope, that's actually infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
Like data and application we can manage in PaaS. Like we people can manage in PaaS. Like cloud providers can manage the networkings and storage.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually like almost perfect. So yeah,
Thank you.
Ashish, yeah, it's me. So yeah, Ashish said data will be provided by us, meaning me as a developer write a code. Okay, while the cloud service provider will be managing the operating system configuration and yeah, networking and storage and other respective computing configurations. So this is what is PaaS is about. Let me explain again about the three models. Just let me just take a look at this picture. If what happens here is we provide the data and access and we build the application or we host the application while the runtime operating system and other such configurations are maintained by the cloud service providers. While here operating system, virtual machine configuration, and the rest of the hardware part would be managed by uh, customers and the cloud service providers respectively. Okay, so, yeah. So let's get back to the quiz again. It's fine. Again, I get a lot of views. Yep. If your answer is true, then you are right. And yeah, I see some of them saying false. Don't get it out to say false. Anyway, let's get to the next question. Let's go.
Sir, CSP means
Cloud service providers. That's a lot of answers. If your answer is true, then yeah, you win. Yes, we had a one question. Yeah. Okay. Good. Guess. Yeah. I guess this will be the last question. Yes. I'm sure I will. Yeah. If your answer is false, then you're right. That's the end of the question. Yep. So for the final move, I want one of you guys to explain to explain all the source models. Maybe let me point out someone. Yeah. So Madhumitra,
Yes.
just explain whatever I have explained right now. As a group.
I will try.
Yeah, right.
Like infrastructure as a service means,
Yeah.
I'll start with on-premise. On-premise is a server, we can keep it, it's a service where we can develop everything as our own, like data, access, and runtime, operating, everything. But for reducing that, we can move to cloud providers. Like example, infrastructure as a service, platform, and software. Infrastructure as a service means where we can manage our data, application, runtime, and OS. And the cloud providers will provide us the networking and storage. And in platform, we can manage the data and application, whereas the cloud providers will manage the networking, storage, operating, and runtime. They will see that most probably. And in software, only we can access the data and remaining all the software cloud providers will access like the applications runtime for developing everything. In platform as a service, the hardware and software are developed by the developers, whereas in SaaS we can get it for a monthly subscription, like we can get it as we pay and we can get it. Is it correct?
Yeah, almost correct, but I need someone to give me a more logical explanation.
I understood
Yeah,
it, but I
no, it's fine. It's
cannot
fine.
explain as you explained it very clearly.
Actually, your explanation was actually good. Okay, fine.
Your explanation was good enough to catch up, but I didn't do that much.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Uh,
Could you mute yourself? Any other who's willing to explain? What was any point of that? Abdul. Yeah, Abdul PC. Abdul PC. Just switch on your mic and say what else stuff we have talked about.
எனக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண தெரியல, லைக் எனக்கு புரியுது, பட்
பரவாயில்ல, எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண
நான் விட்டுருலாம்.
பண்றா.
லைக் இப்போ பெர்மிஷன்ஸ்னா நம்ம தான் வந்து ஃபுல் கண்ட்ரோல் எடுத்து லைக் ஸ்டோரேஜ் நம்மளே ப்ரொவைட் பண்ற மாதிரியா, இல்ல எனக்கு அதான் புரியல.
See, hardware components எல்லாத்தையுமே நம்மளே வாங்கி நம்மளே மெயின்டைன் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கா? அது ஆன் ப்ரெமிசஸ். ஓகே.
புரியுது. இப்போ வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து பண்ணவா இல்ல?
ஓகே.
லைக் நம்மளே வந்து ஃபுல் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சரே நம்மளே பில்ட் பண்ணி நம்ம தான் இப்போ க்ளவுட் ப்ரொவைடராக இருந்து நம்ம வந்து பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா அது வந்து ஆன் ப்ரெமிசஸ். இப்போ நம்மளுக்கு அது வந்து லைக் நம்மளுக்கு அது வந்து கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இல்லை, நம்மளுக்கு அதை அஃபோர்ட் பண்ண முடியலன்னா நம்ம வந்து க்ளவுட் ப்ரொவைடர்கிட்ட போகிறோம். AWS, மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்குது. ஸோ அது வந்து அவங்கள்ட்ட போகிறது வந்து பப்ளிக் க்ளவுடாக எடுத்துக்கிறோம், இல்லைனா வந்து ஹைப்ரிடாகவும் இருக்கும் அதில். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து அதில் வந்து இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் அண்டு இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் மட்டும் இது பண்ண முடியாது. அண்ட்
Okay, it's fine.
நம்ம வந்து
No, it's fine. Okay, leave it. Mute yourself. Give me a minute, guys. And yeah, let's start with the next session, next portions. So describe core architectural components. Okay. So followed by AWS, we have got Azure and the field of cloud computing looming a lot. Okay. And let's talk about the physical infrastructure that was set by Microsoft. So all these data centers, servers, storage devices lie in some, kind of building, right? So these buildings kind of set up in some certain places such that the wait a minute. Yeah, such that it is accessible by the customers all around the world. Okay. Starting data centers, Azure has data centers all around the world. However, these aren't accessible by a single individual. Okay, like this is the heart which provides you with the virtual machines and stuff, all the other configurations to the customers. Okay, and these data centers lies in some regions. Okay, so how do we put the regions? For example, at a certain place, we have a group of data centers, and these data centers as a cluster are called as geographic regions. Okay, so when selecting a region, there are some certain factors that you should consider. Okay, for example, data privacy and speed and the service availability. For example, why do I stress about the data privacy is something because of certain countries like China. Okay, so if you deploy a VM or any other instance in China and you deallocate it, the data that you stored in that particular VM gets lost. While in other regions it doesn't happen. Why is this? Because China and Microsoft has some certain kind of agreement kind of things. So that's why China disallocated, means whatever games deployed in China gets dissociated along with the data. Okay, so the same goes for US government cloud, which is specific for the US government and comes up with some certain restrictions, which is in this list to us. And next is availability zones. Okay, so every region gets subdivided into availability zones. Okay, for example, India is a region. Okay, so Azure has something called as Central India, which is a availability zone, and East US, sorry, East India, which is another availability zone, and West India, which is another availability zone. Okay, so likewise, these availability zones in turn form a region. Okay, so just think of it like that. You have on the top of the physical infrastructure thing, you have regions, and these regions get subdivided into availability zones, and these availability zones consist of clusters of data centers. Okay, so this is how the physical infrastructure works. I hope everyone understood this point. Anybody? Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, okay. So we discussed across Azure. We have regions followed by the availability zones and data centers. So what are the regions? Basically, country. Okay. So let's take India. Okay. It's a region geographic region. Okay. And in the geographic region, we have certain clusters of data centers called as availability zones. Okay. So for example, if we take India region, then our availability zones will be East India, then West India, and Central India. Okay. So this is how the regions are availability zones work, and these availability zones consist of data centers. And each availability zone comes with all specific example also dedicated infrastructure. All these will be in the hardware components of the availability zones. So this is what the physical infrastructure is about. So it shows something. Yeah. So we have a okay. So if you want to explore more VMs and stuff, we can refer to this. Just try anything. Okay. I expect that to make also. Yes. It's going to be right. So we have some colors in past thinking. So yeah, we can add the number in all these thinking. For example, you have Malaysia, such an add each other. Okay. And if something happens also, then the engine gets failed, and the engine gets one to Asia. Thus, ensuring the detection and backup, and also trying to attack the disaster recovery. The whole point of this is to ensure disaster recovery. Okay, with things like cyclone and other natural disasters happening, disaster recovery powered by Azure is something you okay. So and that or I was outside. So the person is already combined by the other solutions and and the load balancers which will be providing the HTTP requests to the virtual machines and all the stuff. Okay. So yeah, when selecting a availability zone, make sure all the resources lie in the particular availability zone or a particular region. Okay. Make configurations and read the service level agreements before deploying anything in Azure. Okay. So the service level agreements are so important in Azure. Okay. Like what would they have explained us? Something like this VM will go to maintenance on this date, that date. Okay. So make make arrangements and remediations prior to the service level maintenance. Okay. And yeah, before that, keep in mind there are two types of regions. One would be recommended region, and the other would be admin region. Let me show it in the hands-on session. This one. Okay. So recommended region concern, it's nothing but whenever you choose a VM, okay, it gets defaulted to the recommended region. Like use this region, don't go for this. Some recommendations provided by Azure. Okay. Going with that recommended region would be the safest option. And alternate region is something like it's not that visible, okay, but you can use it. I mean, you can use other region when deploying a VM. And also, if you need kind of a availability thing for linear stuff, go with the alternate region because alternate region gives you the freedom to choose your own region where you want to deploy. If you're some kind of a remote area and you're near the remote area, that region stays, then yeah, go for the alternate region. So we have sovereign regions. I guess I mentioned about China cloud and US cloud, right? So yeah, like China cloud and US cloud fall into sovereign regions. Okay. Along with that, we have US DoD Central, which means defense, and US government Virginia, Iowa, all of stuff. So as I said earlier, sovereign regions are for they follow a certain level of privacy or a certain amount of agreements with Microsoft in like what they should deploy or what type, how the data gets transferred, or what should be done after some resources reallocated or terminated. All the other agreements would be done between the region's administration and Azure. Okay, so this is what sovereign regions are. Simpler சொன்னோம்னா அவங்க கட்டுக்கு அவன் தான் ராஜா, அவன் சொல்றதை நீ கேட்கணும், Azure கேட்கணும். Yeah, easy. So yeah, that brings us to the management infrastructure, which means we are on to the core architectural components of Azure. Okay, let me get to the this one. So you have groups, subscriptions, and something is missing. I guess account is missing. Yeah. Anyway, so Azure resources first. Okay, nothing. Each and every component that you come across in Azure or Azure resources. Okay, take a VM, it's an Azure resource. Take an app function, like write a code and you deploy it. Yeah, it's a resource, Azure resource. Okay, so whatever service, whatever instances that you launch in the respective Azure services, they are considered as Azure resources. Okay, then in some cases you have to group these resources. Okay, like for example, if I launch a VM virtual machine, I just simply do not launch the virtual machine. Instead, I have to create a virtual network, and in the virtual network, I have to create a subnet. We'll come to the networking part later. Subnet, and in order to expose it to the internet, I have to create the network security code. Okay, all this stuff. Okay, so when I deploy a VM and create these resources, I feel like I didn't organize it properly. I have to search it again and again with the portal. That makes the administrative task so worse. Okay, so in order to overcome this, Azure introduces something called as resource groups. Okay, so what it basically does is groups the resources. Like, for example, let's take the VM as an example. I deploy a VM, okay, and while deploying it, it asks for me whether you should create a resource group or not. Okay, such that if I create a resource group, the concerned VM's virtual network and the subnet details, everything gets stored in the resource group itself. Okay, during the deployment time. So this is what is resource groups is about. Basically, it groups the resources. It's not only about the virtual machines, it is also about all the other resources present in your Azure subscription. And that brings us to the Azure subscription. Okay, so a particular account can have multiple Azure subscriptions. Okay, what are Azure subscriptions? So say, for example, it's I would say it's instance. Okay, so this instance, just for example, can have multiple resource groups. Then you utilize the stuff in resource groups. You have to pay for them, right? And in order to manage the payment, you create Azure subscriptions. Okay, such that the development team can pay for their own money, and also the administrator can track who should pay how much. It also it falls down to the IT who's trying to pay for the resources they use. Still, it just, for example, I'm saying, okay, for example, where was it? Azure subscriptions. So for the development team, you create a different subscription, and for the security team, we create the Azure subscription. Okay, likewise, multiple subscriptions. Why do we do this? Is because we need to keep a track of the budget. Okay, and the primary purpose of the Azure subscription is to keep a track of your keep a track of the resources that you use. The amount generated. Okay, so this is about Azure subscriptions, and every Azure account requires at least one subscription. That's the main part. So for example, what I'm trying to say is, you have a management group, meaning it's a top level management group, and within the top level management group, you have human resources and also a marketing group. Okay, this human resource group creates a subscription such that the development team can deploy the services and all the other stuff by the subscription. All the other stuff such that the human resources or the group management group can keep a track of what they use, how much they use, and on what you know on wait a minute, guys. Yeah, they create a subscription in order to keep a track of the amount generated. Yeah, and that's it with the source code. Let me go to the portal. So yeah, this is a resource code. Okay, for example, if you have noticed, if you have been following me on LinkedIn, you will notice that I have put the Elastic Stack setup. So yeah, when I deployed an Elastic Stack VM, an IP address just got generated and it's added in the same group, resource group, and all the NSG and managed disk, virtual network, NSG, all the stuff gets stored in the resource group itself. This is because then at the start of the deployment, I specify the resource group name, and that's why all the stuff gets grouped together. Gave me an option to organize them here. Okay. So this is about resource groups and subscriptions part. What policies are there? Yeah, let's get in. So Azure for Students is one of the subscriptions that my account has. Okay, and Azure subscription 1 is another account which I disabled due to some problems. So in this Azure subscription, I have this resource code. Okay, I guess I can see this resource code. Yeah, okay. So as you see, here subscription ID and subscription. This resource group belongs to subscription Azure for Students. Okay. So meaning the Azure for Students tracks the bill and amount of what I'm using, what I'm utilizing, all the stuff. Okay. So that if I had someone as administrator, they can make a note of it. They can make a note of how much amount I have used or how much amount I have to pay. Okay. So this is about the subscription procedures. I guess I left. Right. Social policies. Why did I even mention this? So okay, anyway, Azure policies. I don't have it here. Anyway, Azure policies. So Azure policies are some written rules, okay, where I specify who can access the resource. Again, it's about role-based access control. Okay, who can access what type of resource. I have said about the salesperson example, right? Like you have a sales department. Like, For example, you have this human resources department and IT department. The IT department shouldn't be accessing any resource of the human resource. So thus ensuring the least privilege access. Meaning, what is the role of the IT? It's about overviewing the production stuff and all the other such things, right? If they have the hands over the, control over the development teams, resources, one of them could misuse it. Okay, so in order to prevent these, misusing or any other stuff, we come up with Azure policies Azure policies that enforces role-based access control. Okay, hope that answers your question. Or you aren't, yeah, kind of like I. So this is about the core architectural components of Azure. So if you have any doubts, please raise it right now. Voice, please. Or someone could repeat whatever I said as already. I guess Pranav could say. Pranav.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, whatever I said, could you repeat it?
I'll try doing it.
Yeah, okay. Try that.
Like first, like what I understood about Azure regions was like it is a region is a geographical location on a globe where there are data centers close by and we can get connected to the network.
Yeah.
Then about
What is yeah, okay.
about the availability zones, there are like distinct data centers. Each zone comprises one or more data centers.
Yeah, yeah.
It is connected through like there is a high-speed network between the connections.
Yes.
About the data centers, mm, they contain a large like number of servers for their uh, coding and networking infrastructures. We can't directly access it. Am I right or
Yeah. Fine.
like,
It's
I'm
about
just
physical
telling you
infrastructure.
based on my understanding?
It's fine.
Oh,
Okay, that was about physical infrastructure. I said something about sovereign regions, right?
yeah, sovereign regions.
What is that
Mm,
about?
uh, sovereign regions.
Or name on sovereign regions.
Uh, the Germany one. The I knew about the Germany thing.
Did I say about Germany?
No, you didn't. You told me about China and the US one.
Yeah, China is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sovereign region. But yeah, do you have any idea about sovereign region actually?
Mm, like they are not managed by any like
It's not
customers.
about like management.
Okay.
It's like due to some privacy concerns and stuff, they have their own set of rules.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, some agreement would be made between Microsoft and let's say Microsoft and that respective countries administration. Okay, so yeah, as I said earlier, you have China. Okay,
yeah.
so
US
China
and
is something. Yeah, China is something like whatever resources that gets deployed and reallocated, the data also gets terminated. That's what their policy is.
okay.
Yeah. So this is
Got
what is called as sovereign regions.
okay.
Okay, fine. Uh, I want someone to explain the core architectural components. You can just mute Pranav.
Yeah. Okay.
I want one of you guys to explain the core architectural components, like what is Azure subscription, what is a resource group, what is a management group, and what is Azure policies, all the stuff. So yeah, could someone show up, please? should I call someone? I don't think.
Yeah.
Explain.
Which one?
Okay. What are Azure subscriptions? What are Azure resource groups?
Wait.
Guys.
Wait. I have to explain only definition. That's enough. Yeah, like some deep.
Whatever I have explained right now, just explain it.
Azure is like a logical container that can allow you provision and manage various Azure resources such as like virtual machine, database, and network.
Okay.
And so that's like having subscription, we can manage the resource management, like other resources like storage account organized under the subscription,
Okay.
and the billing also. I think like having each subscription having its own billing and uses access controller also.
Fine. Okay. That was good actually. Yeah, that was good. You can mute.
Yeah, like access controller, Azure uses base like BRAC to control who can access.
Alright, people. That's actually for not for today, I guess. Let me give some tasks. Just a minute. And yeah, just does anyone have any doubts? Not about the session, about the entire Azure thing. You can feel free to ask questions, please. Krishna Priya, can you create a Google form, new one, for Azure admins? For admins, like it should involve name, college, department, register number, and just put the title as 12 o'clock. Yeah.
I have a doubt in Azure policies.
Okay.
In Azure policies, you have mentioned that RBAC, right?
Yeah,
It
role-based
is
access
like to
controls.
manage the access of only Azure resources or any resources,
What do you mean by any resources?
like AWS resources, or it is only
No,
for Azure or anything.
it's only for Azure resources that you
Ah,
require.
okay. Mm.
Azure or AWS, which is better? Both, but I prefer Azure. Yeah, Pranav.
Like for the resource group and resource, it can be in two different locations, right? The resource.
Yeah,
Oh,
like meaning the location where you
yeah.
deploy that.
Okay.
So yeah, have everyone created a Azure portal account?
I haven't created it yet.
Just just create it today, okay?
Okay.
You have an Azure student subscription. If that doesn't work, go for the main account. Uh, did the college provide you with the email IDs? Guys?
Like, should I create an account with the start fee or pay as you go?
Just get started free.
Okay.
So yeah, let me say the task test. So I want you all to create a blog. Okay, I don't want a blog. Just go with the GitHub. Okay, create a repository. Uh, creating a repository, and that is this GitHub markup language where you have to use some certain hash and all that stuff. Okay, just go through it and then uh, create some notes like what we have learned so far. Okay, so in that first you should have mentioned what is cloud computing and the benefits of cloud computing. Then uh, you have should what are we teaching tools? Yeah, okay. Infrastructure, build the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, all the service models. Okay. Don't use ChatGPT. I find that that's another thing. Just use your own words. And for the final part, log in into. Yeah, wait, I'll come to that. Okay, log in into your Azure portal. Uh, Under Azure subscriptions, create a resource group. Okay, and within that resource group, add a resource, whatever resource that you want. Like it could be a virtual machine or something. Okay, just try that. And this is the task for today. And for the task will be set by Pavitra during the 5:30 to 7:30. I'm not sure because everyone's experiencing some disaster cyclones and stuff. Link for Azure portal. Well, So yeah, wait. Okay, can you repeat the question? Say task what to do. So yeah, nothing. Just create a GitHub repository. Okay. Add a stuff, whatever we have learned about. இப்போ நம்ம காலையில வந்து என்னென்ன படிச்சோம், what is cloud computing படிச்சோம், from cloud computing benefits எல்லாம் படிச்சோம். Okay. Read, I mean, அதெல்லாம் போட்டு then go with the service models that I got with you guys, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and just short down the road. Okay. Finally, core architectural components, particular subscriptions, resource groups, around the Azure policies line. Okay. இதான் சொல்லி முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் how to create a resource group அப்படின்னு போட்டுட்டு you are explaining the steps. Okay. And below the steps, add the screenshots of how you did it. It's really simple. So yeah, please make sure that everyone does this. Puruncha, task in under. Just give me a thumbs up if everyone understood the task.
Like, are we supposed to make a note whatever we learned today, like in GitHub? Then, regarding the resources, we need to explain the steps, like how to do that.
Yeah.
That's the task, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Puruncha. Krishna Priya, I think full from Nasa. பண்ணு.